welcomed Ras Reports ahead of the time to InInational Justice. Yeah, we were just talking about, that was a picture of Joe Obama bowing down to the robot in Japan. And, you know, we're talking about Vic Livingston, who has wrote a blog about the radio frequency directed energy weapon attack system that could possibly be targeting individuals right now. And it's causing sickness, tiredness, exhaustion, irritability, confusion, lethargy, plagued with painful, debilitating head and body aches, sharp, piercing, and painful ringing tones, audible only to target, temporary and permanent cognitive impairment, induction of stroke, heart attack, and so on and so forth. You had the guy in the Navy that went in and blasted those people. He said he was being targeted with a low frequency attack, psychological attack. So, you know, I mean, it's not something that you necessarily want to dive into, but at the same time, you don't want to discredit it either. You know, you have to be aware that obviously the ability is potentially there, and the desire is most definitely there. So this guy in particular, Vic, he says that victims previously have said to visit a doctor seeking treatment, and the medical business allows shadow government operatives to harvest medical records, including EEG test results that facilitate brain mapping. You know, you have a big push now, especially with Obamacare, to get people into those doctors' offices. They have the new technology out now. They really want the people. They really want the data. What happens if the Supreme Court comes down on this? What happens if people find out about this? We'll never get this data. So again, there's major research going down in line with the technology. It's a zeitgeist thing. And they want to get all your information in your brain and begin to map. And it's begun, again, I didn't show you the robot for no reason. This is an attempt, folks, to actually recreate humans in their own image, right? Because it's no longer Jah's image. It's their image. And it's through their sickness and desire and lust that they desire to do these things. Yeah. They're already talking about, oh, do we give robots, what happens if somebody hurts a robot? You know, because you have to know that people are obsessed with their possessions in this time. People worship those possessions. If you go back to the Testament, if you go back to the book, you'll find that these idols were hand-created with man's hands. Man had carved into those stones and into the wood and worshipped those because he knew not. See, he forsake the Father, and he doubted. And therefore, with this recreation of humans, it's the human. It's the same thing as the man worshiping those stones. He's evolved into worshiping these recreations. And if you touch his truck, or if you, step on his phone, you know, he's going to be angry, and he's going to lash out, and he's going to want to kill you. He's going to want to murder you because he loves those creations more than he loves the Lord, which is through the people. Right? So this is a real deal situation that we're dealing with here. RFDE armed security forces with a God machine that can manipulate, disrupt, or destroy the biological processes that govern the functioning of human beings. Scientists call it neuromodulation. Neuromodulation. They want to make an electromagnetic ghetto. Hidden GPS devices such as a victim's cell phone can be the point of the target, the point of connection. There was a 2006 video produced by the U.S. Air Force called Directed Energy Detectorate at Kirtland's Air Force Base in New Mexico, and discusses how electromagnetic weaponry is designed to accurately aim and put this energy on target with surgical precision at the speed of light. There was also a 2008 article in the Wired.com magazine called Danger Room, which discusses a court document said to indicate that the U.S. Secret Service is involved in deployment of directed energy weapons technology. Some people even say this might have been what was used for 9/11. And if you go and look at the roots of the radio frequency, it will trace back to Nikola Tesla, who was the first to demonstrate the energy producing properties of scalar waves. It also appears the weapon can hyperjack or hijack a microchip controlled electronic device, capable of overriding user commands and capable of reprogramming microchips. Going back to what we talked about. Everybody needs refrigeration. You put everybody with a refrigerator with a new chip in it, and somebody somewhere can hyperjack that chip and shut it down. This classified weapon system functions in every community in America. Some local police officials know about it. Apparently, they've been sworn to secrecy on national security grounds. Even President Joe Obama says, this is what somebody's quoting him as saying, "Wake up, you and other top officials also may be in the crosshairs. And this stealth technology, when applied using a Pavlovian, as a Russian, methodology, can even be used to covertly influence behavior and decision making, maybe even your own." So why are we talking about this? Well, think about it. Facebook, just as we unveiled the other day, has acquired the maker of a mobile app that can track the distance consumers walk and run and measure the calories burned, giving the social networking company an entree to the market of fitness and health monitoring technology. It's not just fitness and health monitoring. And what you have is you have certain sciences that study the brain processes, the brain waves rather, and the reaction the body is to certain circumstances. For example, a polygraph. When they give a person a polygraph, which is also known as a lie detector test, they're looking for disruptions in certain patterns within that person. And if they see that, they say, well, that person lied. It's 99.97% chance. And so, of course, they're not considered valid in our court system because there is that chance of error. And our court system has to stand behind, you know, their rules have no errors, which of course is a major flaw. But this is what they have to, you know, gain the public's trust upon. So when you look at some of the evidence about polygraphing, the NSA produced in 2010 produced a video called "The Truth About the Polygraph." And the antipolygraph.org founder said the NSA polygraph video was Orwellian. I haven't seen the video, but you have to put this together and say, is there a connection between this big data, these algorithms, and these health monitoring? In other words, they want to be able to get inside people's brains. And if they can look at how people's bodies are reacting to certain situations, they can determine whether that person is thinking a truthful thought or not through what they're voluntarily sharing, in some cases maybe involuntarily sharing. In a case where they show you somebody content and they say, oh, I'm going to show this guy a naked woman, see how he reacts. So they're going to study that. And it's a complete violation of people's you know, rights. It's a violation of people's rights that they put that content in front of people to begin with. But again, you know, the Supreme Court passed a law in 1979 that gave the businesses the right, if you voluntarily give their information, if you use any search engine or anything, they can take your information and do whatever they will with it, right? Do as they die will. So they're going to take the information and they're going to go ahead and use it in creative ways to be able to target you. And in the end, it's psychological warfare. August 2013, the U.S. federal government began indicting individuals and stated they were teaching methods on how to defeat polygraph tests. Doug Williams, a former police officer from Oklahoma City, was one. Chad Dixon, former Little League coach in Indiana. One of them received 8 months. You know what they should do with these polygraphs, since they believe in them so much? Give a polygraph to George Bush and Dick Cheney and some of these other guys like Rumsfeld and ask them, did you have prior knowledge to 9/11? Just do it. I mean, look, if they want to get off the hook, if they want to prove